Hello and welcome to Bars and Bells. My name is Ian, and thank you for joining me today at this bar plus balance equals burn bar, kettlebell, body weight practice here in our Bars and Bells studio, live in Guelph at 8 a.m. on a Thursday and anytime in the archive. Welcome. As usual, we'll start with our feet warm up, get into those hips, work the upper body in some push-up strength and planking, as well as working on the shoulders or that port de bras. So we'll start here with your hands on your hips or anywhere else that's comfortable for you, with your feet in a parallel position. From here, pull energy away from the floor, getting to the demi point, and then point through the toe and gently flex. For 1 second, sickle your ankle out to the side and say, I will try so hard to not do that in today's practice. And then press through the foot, return the heel to the ground. Same thing, pull that energy up, point, hug center line, as showing here, flexing through the toes, and just for 1 repetition, do a little sickled ankle and say, I'll try so hard to not do that in today's practice. Center, point, ball of foot, down. Repeat that 1 last time, demi point, to the tip of the toe, to the flex over, and then tip, ball, push the heel down, and then last time, other side, ball of foot, point, flex, point, ball of foot, and push down. From there, let's open to that first position, and same thing. Keep the standing leg tall, demi point to flex over, point, demi, and grow tall as we press that heel down to the ground. Other side, same thing. Pull the energy away from the floor. Point, flex, tip of toe, ball of foot, and push that heel down heavy. Last one each side here, ball of foot, point, flex, using that balance aid as you need out to the side here, point, ball, and pull into those hips to grow tall as the heel comes down. And last time, demi point, point, flex, point, ball, push down. Tendu out to a second position. Transfer weight to 1 foot, and for about 8, ball of foot, toe pop. Ball of foot, toe pop. Politely cramp the arch and those intrinsic muscles of the foot for a couple more repetitions, keeping the legs very straight, the glutes or the hips extended. Last one or so, pull down, weight transfer to the ball of the foot, and then pop those toes for 1 and 2. Try to find those ways to make those simple challenges or simple skills challenging or difficult. As you do that for maybe 3 or so more here, the calf, the arch, the toes for the last one, down. Now from here, just take your time as you pull yourself into our second position plie. Hallmarks of that second position plie are, again, we're nice and upright. Avoiding the bum that's going back like our kettlebell swing hinge and hanging out in that between 2 panes of glass. Press away to stand up, point, tendu, bring back into a first position, and in first, same thing. Hang out between those 2 panes of glass, spreading those knees, externally rotating at the hips, hang out for a second longer, and then to tall, and then lastly, with your feet in parallel, same thing, just get those knees towards over the toes, and stretch. And then 1 last time in parallel again, knees over toes, and stretch. But this time we're going to stretch, 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 and grow to the tips of the toes there and hold our first balance. And then nice and slowly return to the floor. Then let's open back up to first. Push down, straight knees, hips extending forward, also holding about a 4-second balance. And then own the down with straight legs. And lastly, back out to second, press down to go up, glute squeeze, ribs down, straight legs, nice and slow to the ground. Heel toes in, a little of a shake. Let's go over to the bar here and have a little bit of a loosey-goose exercise for the hip. I know that's a shoulder, but same thing for the hip here. So standing on a single leg, pull up to that coup de pied, and then maybe retire. Let the knee go across the body, open up from the hip. The foot can come out, the foot back to the leg, the foot out, the foot back to the leg. And nice and smooth, feel that groove of the hip as we externally rotate like that, internally rotate on the hip here, and then maybe 3 or 4 more here, and just feel a little bit of a nice groove in that hip. Staying tall on the standing leg, nice and control. Bring it in, and then down. Do the same thing on the other side. So hold on to your balance aid as you need. Pull up towards retire, across the body, and then out. The foot could leave in, foot back. Foot could leave and back. Making sure that we can do this while maintaining our balance. And also, I don't know what I was going to say there. I got distracted by that balance comment. Oh, those level hips. Making sure those level hips are there throughout. So maybe 1 or 2 again. Feel a little bit of that wiggle room in the hip. Like that. And then down. Shake that all out a little bit. Continuing with that rond de jambe or similar exercise. Let's do this low, and we'll do a little bit higher later in today's practice. First with that dorsiflexed ankle. So that's that foot being pulled to the shin. Pull it off the floor into the hip socket, and then hug center. That adduction tension on the inside of the groin. Now take the straight leg, move it towards the outside of that standing leg hip, and keeping it well below 90 degrees, maybe like 34 degrees away from the floor. Nice and slow, stiffen the knees, and reach around to the back. Take away that daylight between our legs as we hug out the back, and then flex over the toes and bring it under. Same thing out the back. We'll go extension to the back, trying to cross the midline to get towards the lateral part of my standing leg. And with the hips forward and the knees straight, we'll nice and slowly pull a straight leg back to center and then underneath. Grab on that balance aid, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. First, slurp up as to pull into that hip socket, compressing in the hip. Then towards across the body with our straight leg, and then open up out of that hip in our external rotation towards the side. Then internally rotate and reach to the back corner as I'm trying to hit the floor and the baseboards out the back. And we'll hug that leg to center. Flex, meaning pull forward underneath. Then repeat to the back. Hip extension, straight legs, nice and tall. And nice and slow turn out. Lifting up and over that imaginary hurdle down below. Find center and pull under. We'll come back to that move a little bit later. Let's get a quick set of plies going here, and then after that, we'll get to the floor in our fold and hold our nice high tension plank. Back to the bar. With our feet in first position, hands wherever you wish. Here, here, wherever you want. From here, 4 repetitions of our plies. On the 4th, we'll look to get to the toes and then hold our balance. 3, 2, let's plie down and stretch. And down and stretch. And again and stretch. And our last one will go down. Could you go lower, so low that those heels start to pick up off the floor? Hold your position down low, then push the heels down, straighten the knees, and then continue to push to your balance and hold for 4, 3, 2, slow down. Then tendu out to that second position, down again, 4 repetitions. 1, and stretch. 2, and stretch. 3, and stretch. And then on that 4th, we'll pull ourselves low. Could you pull so low that those heels start to lift up? Then connect the heels, standing tall, arms optional, but again, holding that nice tall balance for 3 more seconds. 2, and own that dismount. Tendu, back in, parallel, shake it out. Our forward fold, done in that ballet tradition, will be without pushing our bum back. So nice and slow, we'll start today by flexing through the spine. Stay stacked over top of those feet. If we need to bend the knees, of course, that's allowed, but try to do it as safe and low as you can with straight legs. And then walk out to that plank position. Hold on for 10 seconds. Go! In those 10 seconds, we're squeezing our bum, pushing the floor away, bracing the abdominals, and 2, 1, knees down. Like I am showing here, try to rest in an extension pose. Avoid the flexed spine or the child's pose right now. Stay long, and let's do that one more time. So from toes, we'll come up, press into the ground, squeeze the butt cheeks, and make a nice high intensity plank here for 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and then ease off that tension and walk hands to feet or feet to hands to flex or fold in that forward position again. Then nice and slow, we'll stack up to tall. The port de bras. The hardest part of my ballet practice, I feel, is that coordinating graceful port de bras. But here we go in that pursuit. Let's get the feet to first position and arms first as well. Arms first, arms front, arms open, arms come down. Let's do that one more time, just nice and slow. The shoulder blades are sitting flush to the body. They're not moving. Nice and control. Let's go 2 the other way now. So we'll go out to the side, to the front, and down. Trying to hug that beach ball here, out to the side, to the front, and then down. Add on to that a couple times throughout today. Let's go back to that bar. Let's go back to that rond de jambe or similar exercise here. This time, let's do it with our ballet point, off the floor as well, but we're going to try to do it 2 times in a row. So, point across the body as far as it'll go on the floor, and then lift up. And then nice and slow, we're going to keep the knee super straight here with our nice ballet points. And my hip of the elevated leg is continuing to push forward as I reach back through the elevated leg. Then at some point, you'll tap down on the floor at the back, flex over those toes with a straight knee, and pull forward. And then to the back. With your toe point, externally rotate in that hip. Stay tall on this supporting leg. Use your balance aid as you need. And nice and control, bring the leg back and around. Tap down and extend the hip underneath. Repeat one more time. Touch the floor for as little here. And then open, nice and control. We're going to keep those hips pushing forward here, reaching out of that hip socket as we roll to the back. Take away that daylight between those legs in the back, and then tap, flex over the foot, and bring it underneath. Last time to the back on this leg, out to the back. Point the toe, externally rotate in that hip, showing my inseam forward. Nice and tall on the supporting leg, nice and long on the elevated leg. To the front, to the tap, to the under. Same thing on the other side. So, standing tall. I just feel off square here, so I'm going to square up to the camera as much as I can here. So, point across the floor. Try to touch the lateral part of this leg, line extended. Then lift off the floor, cramp up your standing leg, the external rotation in the elevated leg here, and nice and control. Reach and roll in that hip and tap the floor in the back. Flex over the foot and bring it forward. Repeat to the back. Finish with that toe point, up and away and over that hurdle at the side. Taller hip extension on the standing leg here. Bring the leg towards the front. Tap. Flex underneath. Repeat one last time across the floor as long as it'll reach. And then open up and away. Nice and control. Working in those hips here today. Straighten those legs. Look for a toe tap in the back as we take away that daylight. Flex over the foot. Bring it forward. Last repetition to the back. Hug the back. Hug that center line. Straighten the knee with the butt cheek and the quad and the ham. And then nice and control. Towards front. To tap. And pull under. How are those hips? Mine feel pretty good. I hope yours do too. continue our forward fold to high plank. Chin tuck, flexing or rounding through that upper back and spine, keeping the hips stacked over the heels for as long as we can. Then walking hands forward or a combination of feet back, and then for 10 seconds, wapow! Wapow means grip the floor, straighten those elbows, pull your armpits down, breathe, breathe, squeeze your bum, brace your core, and for 3 more seconds, do the same. And then relax that, knees down. Reset those hands, shrug the shoulders a little bit. Let's do that one more time. So here we are in our high plank, pushing the floor away, squeezing the bum cheeks, bracing the core. 5 more seconds. Make this safely, politely, amazingly intense for 3 and 2. And then nice and slow, legs into hands. And then nice and slow stack up, with the chin or the head neck being the last thing to take ourselves into that extension. Port a bra time. Let's do that from our second position. Tendu out to second, arms in first, and this time we'll go from first to fifth overhead. From first to your fifth overhead, soft elbows, palms turned slightly back. As far as I can remember, that's what I've been told, so we're going to roll with that. And then from here, we're going to roll out to the side and then down. We'll do that twice again. Nice and slow. Pull those armpits or shoulders down, but convince and correct those shoulder blades to sit nice and flush to the body. And then from there, open to the side, turn the palms down, and then nice and slow to first. 2 repetitions the other direction, so we'll go out from first to those second arms. From second, armpits stay low as you pull soft elbows to overhead and down. And then one last time, slow is hard. Slow convinces new movement patterns and pathways to say hello. So slow is beautiful. Slow is also very challenging. So nice and slow. Sorry for using that word so much. Bring those arms back down. Shake. Just a moment ago in that rond de jambe or the leg bar here, we said contact the floor as much as possible and then send it out. This drill here, working on our tendus, will help coordinate that foot and feel the articulation. Apply the articulation. And I'll articulate that point one more time. Feel the floor. So, from a parallel position, we of course could be in our first, but for this practice, we'll be mostly working from parallel. Where can a full foot get out front? Then where could the ball of the foot take you? And lastly, the point. Then connect the ball of the foot to the floor, the full foot to the floor, and then reset with the leg underneath. Keep facing the way you are. Maybe this representation will be a little bit more familiarizing. So from here, where will a flat foot take you, keeping the hip extended throughout? Then, where could the ball of the foot take you? And lastly, our toe point. And then connect to that demi point, pull to the flat heel or foot, and then extend that hip forward, bringing the foot back. 2 more of those on this leg. A flat foot, the ball of foot, a demi point, and then flat, back, and under. One last time, a flat foot, the demi point push, finish with those toes popped, and then pull the balls of the feet back to the floor, and then extend the hip under. Same thing on the other side here. A flat foot, keeping this strong leg squeezing, flat foot, where will it take you? Then the demi point, and then finish with those toes. Back to the balls of the feet, pull and extend the hip. Use the butt cheek to bring the leg back. Again, flat foot to demi, demi to point, point to the balls of the feet, pull the heel down, and think a butt cheek squeeze to bring the leg back. 2 more repetitions, a flat foot, a demi point, finish with the toes, back to the balls of the feet, the full heel, and under. Last time, flat foot, demi point, point with the toes, finish by pulling back to the full foot, and then underneath. Do the same thing, doing the same thing out to the side. Please use your balance aid as you need, but this time maybe work from that first position. So from first, flat foot, then to the demi, and then to the point. Back to the demi, back to the full foot, and pull heels together. 3 more. Flat, demi, point, demi, flat, pull together. Flat, demi, point, demi, flat, pull together. Flat-ish, demi, point, demi, flat, and under. Think that was 4. Let's do 4 on the other side, same thing. Flat only gets you so far. The demi gets you further. Toe point finishes with aesthetic and power. And then ball of foot, connect the heel. Flat foot, demi, point, demi, flat, together. Flat, demi, point, demi, flat, pull together. Last time, flat, demi, point, demi, flat with the heel connecting and in. Whew, give them a little wiggle. Plank time. If the hands, wrists are saying, whoa, that's a lot of work, my hands don't like that, please join us on this elbow plank. I'll demonstrate an elbow plank this time through. Start in slight extension of the head and neck, light tuck of the chin, and that continued flex through the spine. Nice and slow. From there, walk out. As I said there, I'll get to my elbows this time, so if any hands need a break, this is kind of the same but different. Finish in this extension pose rather than our child's pose, but then from here, we'll lengthen out, push the floor away, cramp up those glutes and arms, and for 10 seconds, whoo, make that a safe, amazing, intense plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, soft knees down in the middle. Keep the tailbone long as you rest in this extension. Take a breath. Recalibrate for one last time. Armpits low. Lengthen out. And go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Squeezing. Breathing. Trying to count all at the same time. And then gently knees down. And then work yourself back up. Anyhow you want. I'll walk my hands towards my feet, ending up in that flexed position again. And then from there, nice and slow, stack up, finishing, looking forward. Last time on that port de bras for today, arms in front. From front, we'll go overhead. And this time, look at one of those arms or hands with the head, and then return it to center. And then this time, trace your other arm. So I'll look up, and I'm going to look at my left as I open up. Nice and control, looking at the left, and then bringing it down. 2 more repetitions. Look at the right arm or the alternate arm this time as we go out and open and close. And same thing to the front. Looking over that other hand, or to the left in my case, as we look, and then down. And now we'll switch our directions, so we'll go to the side first. To the side, I'll look at my right arm here, follow it along as I look overhead, and then bring it back down. And same thing, looking at the left as we send it away. Armpits stay low as you bring those arms overhead, and then down. And then one last time here, out to the side, looking at the right, out and up and over, pulling those shoulders and armpits down. And then last time here, looking at that left, armpits stay low, bring towards overhead, and reset in the center. We're going to finish today's practice with something a little bit quick. Whew, a little bit quick. To the side, standing in first, out to the side, and in. Out to the side, and in. Out to the side and in. Out to the side and in. Out to the side and in. Let's try the same thing on the other side. Standing tall, outside, in. Outside, in. Outside and in. And outside and in. And outside and in. Woo! How's that feeling? Let's try that for 8 pretty darn quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. Got that pace? Try to keep up. We'll do it for 2 sets here. Use your bars as you need. 3, 2, 1, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Whew. Shake that out. We're going to rest for just a little bit. We're going to try that again. This is kind of maybe the first time you've done that exercise with me here today. Stay to the floor. If you're allowed, find the way to send that energy off the floor. Have a little shake. Let's establish that first position and 2 sets of 8 each side, perhaps off the floor. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, 7 and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whew. Let's bring that in. I might have said that was the last exercise. That was maybe a little of a lie. I'd like to finish off in the adage now. A little slower stuff as we finish with some of our favorite holds. Use that balance aid. I just feel like I'm way off to stage left or right here. So I like things more or less in the middle here. Use your balance aid. Single leg balance. Start at that coup de pied position. In coup de pied, extend the standing leg hip and then lightly extend that elevated leg and hold for 3, 2, slow knee bend in. Stay low as you need. Flex the hip or climb the leg as necessary and allowed. And then point and hold for 4, 3, 2, slow in. For the final repetition, lower because it's too tough, higher because it's just right. Let's go one more time as we extend and hold for 4, 3, 2, 1, and then down. How'd that go? We have 2 legs. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Up to the front, low to start. Knee stays in the same position as we cramp the standing leg and extend and hold for 2, 1, and pull in. Then up towards that knee, same thing, nice and control. Let's extend, push the hips forward, straighten those legs, and then in. Please go lower if you need, higher with me if you can. And for one last repetition, cramp up that standing leg, nice and slow on that extension. Ooh, fight those quivers, trembles. Nice and slow, bring in and press down. For the final movement today, I promise, that same idea out to second or the side. Let's stay in parallel. First, if you really want to challenge it, but from parallel, retire, open to the side, and extend for 4, 3, 2, slow in. Finish with those toes. Perhaps then to the retire or at the knee. Same thing. Hold for 4, 3, 2, slow in. Lower if you need it. Higher if you're ready for it. And for the last time, on this side, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, slow in, close the center, press down. Same thing other side. Pull up to retire, coup de pied first or low, open to the side, and extend and hold for 3, 2, slow knee bend in. Up to that retire or at the knee must stay at the same position. Very disappointing if it doesn't, in the words of my ballet instructor, and hold for 3, 2, slow in. Then last time here, flex maybe more, extend those hips through, and nice and control, extend and hold for 4, 3, 2, slow in, close up, press down. Thank you. Thank you very much for joining me today at this bar plus balance equals burn practice. My hips feel ready. I could do more, but let's save that for the next time. We're live here on Thursday mornings at 8 a.m. for more bar and balance practices, and online many other times through the week for kettlebells, body weight, simple and strong movements. Thank you very much for joining. Again, my name is Ian. Look forward to doing this again with you. Take care, stay strong, and be well. Goodbye.